name of Allah, most gracious and most merciful, after the creation of skies and earth. We hear a lot about another creation of Allah, called Malaika, or in other words angels, created long before us and a creation invisible to us. But how are we sure that they even exist? And why is it so important for us to believe in them? Twice in Quran, it is told that believing in angels is a part of Iman. Surah Al-Baqarah, and one of those two verses was actually given on the seventh sky during the night of ascension, verses of such high respect that an angel was sent down to deliver the good news of their coming, of which the details I'll give you a little later. Fact once in Quran, disbelieving in the angels is almost as if disbelieving in Islam. And our today's journey, Surah Al-Nisa, will be about these angels in depth. Who are they? Where do they live? What do they look like? What is the purpose of their creation? But before all that, I want to ask you a question. Why can we not see the angels after all? Have you ever thought about that? In the Quran, Allah swears by the things which we can see and which we can never see. Surah Al-Haqqah, what is it that we never see? What are those things that are perpetually invisible to us? A typical answer would probably be, we cannot see the air, we cannot see the smell. In my opinion, that is a very shallow answer. We cannot see these things, but we can detect things. Air can be detected. Even the intensity of a smell can be measured. Besides angels, there are millions of things in the sky that we cannot even detect, let alone see them, and I will tell you how. Whatever can be seen or detected in this universe emits 19 types of light or signals that are called bands, and these bands create evidence of its existence, which is called electromagnetic spectrum. In technical terms, this electromagnetic spectrum is a combination of different frequencies, wavelengths, and photon energies. But in simple terms, anything that can be seen or detected should be present somewhere on this spectrum. For example, the signals from mobile phones are invisible, but are present on the radio waves band. Similarly, microwaves or ultraviolet rays are invisible, but we can detect their temperature on this band. There is a small region on this band, just between the ultraviolet and infrared regions. It's such a small region that it only takes 0.0035% region of this entire band, and this tiny region is called the visible spectrum. And this is the only region that is visible to us. This is the region that is made up of 7 colors in light, and the kind that our eyes can see. But what does it mean? It means that if there are 200,000 unique objects in the universe, we will only be able to see only 7 of them. In simple terms, 99.9965% of the universe is hidden from us, invisible to us, undetectable to us. If there is anything which is made up of material which is not present on this spectrum, then let alone see it, we will not even detect it. That makes one thing clear, that again today, science won't be able to help us much, which leaves us the main sources of Quran and Hadith. Hazrat Isa reported that Allah created angels with Nur, a cold light, the jinn with the flame of a smokeless fire, and Adam with the material which has been explained to you. Angels are created out of Nur, which is understood as a cold light. But exactly what kind of light is it? Nobody really knows. At least it's not the light from the visible spectrum, which is made up of 7 colors. And if you pay attention to the last part of this hadith, you will notice that both of those creatures are created with the material which has not been explained to us. Quran refers to the angels as Malaika, which has been driven out of 2 root words. First root word is Malaka, meaning he ruled over. And the second root word can be a Hebrew word Malak, which means the messenger. And both of these root words can be correct because angels are ruled over by Allah, and also they have delivered his messages to humans in past. Quran and Hadith also tell us that angels do not have any physical requirement, getting tired, eating or drinking, emotions. Angels are not created with these attributes unless A certain angel is created with a certain purpose. Further ahead I will tell you about the angels which were created for anger and harshness. Abu Alia reports that out of the 6 days of creation, the angels were created on Wednesday. I will start with the most common angels, angels that live much closer to humans, and eventually I will talk about the angels which are much greater than them, much more powerful than them, and also those angels which are on the top of the entire hierarchy or angels. Angels that live close to humans are actually with him since he is conceived. Prophet Muhammad reports that when a fetus is born, Allah assigns an angel to it who says, "O Allah, it is still the sperm. O Allah, it is now a clot. O Allah, it is now a flesh." And when by the will of Allah, the form of human is completed in the womb, the angel asks, "O Allah, should he become male or the female? O Allah, should he be of good intentions or the evil? O Allah, how long would he live? O Allah, how much rizq is he to be given?" And by the will of Allah, that angel writes 4 things for that unborn child: the gender, the rizq, the age, and the destiny. After the birth of this child, this angel is replaced by a different angel who protects the child from harm unless he reaches the age of understanding things. Then that angel is also replaced by 2 angels who record the deeds of that person at the time of death. Those angels also leave, and the angel of death visits that person. The angel of death leaves with that person's soul, and in the grave, 2 more angels visit called Munkar and Nakir, from the cradle to the grave. Some of the angels are always with a human, but what do we know about these angels? Certainly, you have been assigned those of high respect, who record everything you do. Surah in Fatah. Certainly, you have been assigned those of high respect, who record everything you do. This verse refers to Kiraman Katibin. These are 2 of the angels who are always around us. These 2 angels keep a record of everything we do. But why are they referred as highly respected? Ibn Abbas reports from Prophet Muhammad that Allah has blessed these angels with the highest manners. They draw back when a repulsive act is performed. Tafsir Ibn Abi Hatim further explains those states where these angels draw back. The first state is when the person is in an unwashed state or when he is in the midst of washing himself unclothed. These angels are also mentioned in the chapter of Surah Yunus. Another kind of angels who are closer to us are mentioned in the chapter of Ra'd called Mu'akabat, a sign for him. Human. On the front and back are Mu'akabat, who protect him by the will of Allah. Mu'akabat are the angels who protect humans, the guardian angels. Hazrat Usman reports that once I asked from Prophet Muhammad that, "O Messenger of Allah, how many angels are around humans?" Prophet told him of 10 angels, one of which even protects the gullet, 2 of them even protect the eyes. Ali ibn Talib reports that every human has guardian angels who protect him as long as Allah wills, and if Allah wills, they even protect him even if someone tries to kill him. These angels draw back from only in 2 conditions. First, if it is written in destiny, or the death comes up. These guardian angels are also mentioned in Surah Tariq. There is nobody without a guardian angel, but for the special people of Allah, the protection to becomes special. For example, Sa'd bin Waqas reports, "During the Battle of Uhud, I saw 2 men dressed in pure white, protecting the Prophet, fighting severely with the enemy." Sa'd reports that I had never seen them before that, nor have I seen them ever since. Surah Sajda speaks about another angel who is assigned to us. Inform them, the angel of death will bring death to you, who is assigned to you. The angel of death is referred to as Lord of the Death in Quran, and Prophet Muhammad reports that Lord of the Death knows all the dry and wet realms of the earth, and the residents of these realms are checked upon 5 times daily by the Lord of the Death to see if his death is near. But before the will of Allah, he can never bring death to anyone. In the Islamic literature, Lord of the Death is usually referred to as Hazrat Israel, and for your interest, I'll tell you that out of the things which are adopted to Sikhism from Islam, the name of Israel is included, for example, in the 1st and 5th chapters of Guru Granth. They speak of an angel called Israel who brings death, but besides the angel of death, Surah Naziot speaks about another two angels who are commanded by the angel of death. If you look at the first 5 verses of Surah Naziot, you will see 5 names: Naziat, Nashitat, Sabahat, Sabakat, and Mudabirat. Naziat are the angels who plunge into us and cause a very harsh death, whereas Nashitat are the ones who plunge into us softly and cause a very comfortable death after death. The angels of grave are explained in details in the collection of a hadith, Prophet's teachings. Prophet Muhammad reports that when someone is buried, he or she is visited by 2 angels who are black in color and have blue eyes, and they are called Muankar and Nakir. These angels are also mentioned in another hadith saying, "You will be tested in your graves as you will be tested by Dajjal or nearly like that." Another hadith speaks of an angel assigned in the grave of a disbeliever. That angel can neither hear nor speak, and neither can he see, and he holds such a hammer that if a large mountain is hit by it, it will turn into dust. Before I move on to tell you about the more powerful angels, it is important to tell you that where are these angels after all? A hadith in Ibn Majah reports that Prophet Muhammad said that, "You cannot see what I have seen in the sky. You cannot hear what I have heard in the sky. The sky creaks, and it is fully justified because there is not a handful space empty in the sky where an angel is not bowed down to Allah in prostration. If you know what I know, you will forget to laugh and weep much more." This is the same hadith. When heard by Abu Zaghafari, he desired that I wish I was a tree, cut down and disappeared forever. But what purpose are these angels serving in these great expanses of the universe? Are they assigned on any other tasks except to carry the will of Allah and praise to Him? The answer lies in Surah Nahl that angels are fearful of Almighty Allah, who is the most superior, and they conduct what they are ordered. Do you remember the angel who was protecting us in our mother's womb? Or the angel who protected us when we were just innocent children? Allah has assigned this creature with different tasks. They perform these tasks day and night. Even the responsibility of clouds and wind movements. When the people of Taif misbehaved with Prophet Muhammad upon his preaching, he was visited by the angel who was assigned to the great mountains. He asked, "O Messenger of Allah, if you wish, I can bury these people between the mountains on either side of them." There's another hadith in Tafsir, Ibn Abi Hatim, that the angel of the clouds once told Prophet Muhammad that, "O Messenger of Allah, we receive the orders from Allah Almighty even about how much of rain should be poured down." Moreover, many of the angels were sent to inform many of the prophets. When Prophet Muhammad was attacked by a magician's magic and he used to think he had completed a task, whereas he had not, then he reported to Hazrat Aisha that, "O Aisha, Allah has answered my question. 2 angels visited me. They stood by the either sides of my bed. One of them asked the other, 'How this man has been attacked?' The other one replied, 'He has been attacked by the witchcraft.' The first one asked, 'Who cast that magic on him?' The other one replied, 'Lubayd bin Assam from the house of Razik has cast the spell.' The first one asked, 'What are the objects that have the spell on them?' 'On his combs and the hairs from his head,' replied the other one, both of them wrapped in a large date leaf. The first one asked, 'Where is that magic now?' 'In the well of Zawan,' replied the other one. Upon this information, Prophet Muhammad visited that well with some of his companions and buried that magic with its magical objects, along with its wrappings. According to Quran, angels can interact with prophets and non-prophets and deliver the message of Allah to them, because according to Surah Shura, it is impossible that Allah will speak to a human except through revelation, or through an angel, or from behind a veil. For example, the interaction of the angels with Prophet Abraham in Surah Hijr, interaction of the angel with Prophet Lot in Surah Hijr, Surah Al-Imran, interaction of the angel with Prophet Zechariah to inform him of the glad tidings, Surah Maryam, interaction of the angel with Maryam to inform her of Prophet Isa, Surah Hud, interaction of the angel with Sarah, the wife of Prophet Ibrahim, to inform her glad tidings of 2 sons, Ishaq and Jacob. And it is to be noticed that Sarah or Maryam, neither were the prophets, but during the interaction with non-prophets, angels always appeared as humans, and It is mentioned in Surah Maryam that the angel appeared as of the man, and there is a reason for that, which I will tell you a bit later. According to the Hadith of Bukhari, Prophet Muhammad once reported that in the people of Hazrat Israel there were some people with whom the angels talked. Although they were not the prophets of Allah, it is often reported that angels come and go in the human dwellings, but there are conditions. When the angels leave and do not enter the house, Prophet Muhammad reported that angels do not enter the house where there are pictures or dogs, but there are angels who are reported to come and go on very special occasions. For example, according to the Hadith of Muslim, once Prophet Muhammad reported that once the angel Jibreel was sitting with Prophet, and they heard a sound similar to that of the opening of a door. Jibreel raised his head towards the sky and said, "Today a door has been opened which never opened before." Through that door, an angel descended, and Jibreel informed that this angel never descended before. That angel gave the Prophet glad tidings of 2 noors and told him that nobody has been blessed with these before, but you shall be blessed with them. The first of them was Surah Al-Fatiha, and the second are the last 2 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah. It is narrated from Masnad Ahmad. Prophet Muhammad once asked Salma to clean the house for an angel that had never come down before that day. It was the angel who had informed the Prophet about the murder of his grandson Hussein, and also showed him the red earth where Hussein was going to become a martyr. But how do these angels descend to earth? Or how do they ascend back to the sky? The answer lies in the 4th verse of Surah Marij, that angels travel through some kind of pathways. Those are the kind of pathways that can take the angel 50,000 years of distance just within one day. Another hadith even explains how do angels use those pathways or portals, that without reciting there is no power nor strength except Allah. No angel can ascend from the earth. Before I tell you about the more powerful angels, there are 3 names I want to share with you, although there is not much information about them, but they are on such amazing places that it is worth sharing about them. The first name of them is Ati'il, an angel that removes sorrow from our hearts. The second name is reported by Ka'b bin Oba, and he says, "There is an angel in the heavens whom I know of since his creation. He is making jewels for the dwellers of heavens, and until the last day he will keep on doing this. Even if a single bracelet from his jewels comes to earth, it will outshine the sun as the sun outshines the moon." And the third name belongs to Zulkarnain for Surah Kahf, who is sometimes considered an angel by scholars, according to a report made by Umar. From here on, I will take you towards the sky, where I will show you some of the greatest and most powerful angels. Ibn Abbas reports of many angels seen by Prophet through his journey of the night's ascension. Based on those reports, a 10th century scholar, Abu Ishaq Isa Falbi, wrote much details in his tafsir. He speaks of an angel living in the first sky Rakia, and half of his body is made with ice and the other half made with fire. Neither the fire kills the ice nor the ice puts out the fire. In the same tafsir, another angel is described living in the 3rd sky Qaidam, who has 70,000 heads. He is further explained in a tradition by Ali ibn Talib that there is an angel with 70,000 heads. Each head has 70,000 mouths. Each mouth has 70,000 tongues. Each tongue has 70,000 languages, and with each language he is praising the Almighty Allah. And with each praise, Allah creates an angel who can see the other angels, but the other angels cannot see them. In the same tafsir, on the 4th sky Marana is reported to have an angel called Kisfile, who is the angel of tears, and the 5th sky Rika is reported to be the home of an angel who guards the hell, the custodian of hell. Surah Zukhruf talks about the custodian of hell, that people shall plead to him, saying, "O Malik, we wish your Lord may bless us with death," and he will reply, "No, no, now you have to live here eternally." Malik is perhaps one of the most mysterious angels of Allah. Not only him, but also those who are under his command, and I really wish to tell you about them. The 10th verse of Surah Al-Alaq is actually in the context of an incident. This incident is reported in Hadith that Umar bin Hashim, meaning Abu Jahl, used to stop Prophet Muhammad from his prayers. Once, When Prophet was saying his prayer near Kaaba, Abu Jahl passed by and shouted, "O Muhammad, had I not forbid you from this?" Upon which Prophet Muhammad retorted to his severely harsh threats, which made him even more angry, and he said, "O Muhammad, what are you threatening me of? I have far more supporters than yours in this place." It was then that the 17th and 18th verses of Surah Al-Alaq that let him summon his supporters. We too shall summon the Zabaniya. After this incident, Abu Jahl moved forward and he wanted to place his foot upon Prophet's neck, but suddenly he retreated and tried to protect himself by his hands from something. When he was later asked that what happened, he replied that between me and Muhammad appeared a trench of fire, wings and a terrifying scene, and Prophet reported that had he came any closer to me, Kitab Safatul Qiyamat, Bab al-Insan Layat Gar, the angels would have ripped him into pieces. Sabrania, in itself, is a mysterious term in a pit full of fire, many terrifying wings, to which there is a very mysterious reference in Surah Mudathir 19 upon it. Ministry of Religious Affairs of Saudi Arabia has given their interpretation of Zabaniya as, if Zabaniya is a certain class of angels that has 19 angels in it, and where are those angels? Answer lies in 26th and 27th verses of the same Surah As-Sakka. And what is the Sakka? It is described in the end of the surah. The description includes another incident. Leave him alone to me, whom I created alone. According to some scholars, it is a reference to Walid bin Mughira. The incident continues that we had given him much fortune. He thought of a plan. Vow be to him. What an evil plan, he thought. He watched. He frowned and scrolled, then stepped back because of his pride and said, "This is just magic which has been copied soon. I will put him into Sakka." And what do you know of Sakka? Neither does it leave one alive, nor does it let him die. I don't know what do you imagine or feel when I tell you such things, but when I speak of such things, I have no words to explain that feeling, except perhaps just simple silence. After these terrifying angels, I want to tell you about a beautiful place which is sworn by Allah in Surah 2, the much frequented house, a place of worship.